So as Democrats continue to try and find their political footing, Maryland Governor Wes Moore offering a blunt assessment of what he considers to be his party's problems. Roll this.
One thing I do believe is that the Democrats don't have a messaging problem. There's a results problem. The Democrats have to deliver results and stop being the party of no and slow and start being the party of yes and now, because the frustration that people have, it is real. It is real when people are saying that, you know what, I feel like my life situation has not changed. And so people are looking at all these things and saying, I'm done with all of you. And so that's why I think we have to move with the kind of aggression that is necessary.
Okay, there from the Ruthless Podcast, Michael Duncan and John Ashbrook are back. And gentlemen, good day to both of you. I don't believe either one of you has won the Bronze Star, but there is still time. Your careers are young. Put it up. Number one, Democratic Party favorability poll when it comes to the economy. CNBC All-American Economic Survey, they have well underwater, 56% negative view there. Michael, he talked about results. Go ahead and
I don't think it's about.
Right now. God.
I don't think the problem is messaging or results for the Democratic Party. I think it goes down to who are they fighting for exactly. I think they care more about illegal immigrants than they do American workers. I think they care more about USAID than they care about the United States. And just look at that, previous segment you played about violent crime in Chicago. If some of these big city mayors would just get behind Donald Trump and trying to crack down on violent crime in this country, I think it'd be good for the American people. But the reality is the Democratic Party is not fighting for them right now.
John, I don't know how often you get up to Baltimore, but to me, it always needed a little more help than it was getting.
Yeah, it sure needs a lot of help right now. And I'll tell you, Dana, that I have heard what he is saying from multiple Democrat consultants over this year. They say that until we come to grips with the fact that we cannot actually manage these blue cities, that these cities have higher crime rates, have higher costs of living, and we're not doing a good job, they say that they will never win again. And I'm guessing that Moore is responding to some of this advice that these guys have been given over the year.
Okay, Ilhan Omar is back in the news. Apparently, she and her husband made a lot of money. Probably a lot more than people thought, all right? So they're banging on her for being a net worth of about $30 million. And I think her husband sold 2 companies in the last 2 years, I believe, with I think it was up 3,500% for the return. This is what she said. There's been a coordinated right-wing disinformation campaign claiming all sorts of wild things, including the ridiculous claim that I'm worth millions of dollars, which is categorically false, end quote. All right, she says it's not true. The receipts apparently suggest otherwise. Michael.
Yeah, it's sort of curious that her husband has a consulting firm now in Washington, D.C. that can rake in millions of dollars. It's enough to make Hunter Biden blush. I don't know what sort of advice he's able to offer that suddenly made her net worth skyrocket, but I'd be curious to get the details there. And I hope that there are people in the House of Representatives who are willing to investigate this.
The other thing, though, John, is that part of this started is because she was saying it was outrageous for people to have so much money, that millionaires and billionaires shouldn't exist. And so then you dig a little bit deeper and you're like, well, actually, ma'am, you are. Or she doesn't understand how it works.
Dana, they're calling it the Mogadishu miracle, of course, named for the hometown of the congresswoman, that a humble servant of the people is able to go from barely having anything to being a multimillionaire in just 1 year's time. It's the kind of return Warren Buffett could only dream about. And I think that she is going to start selling investment advice to people all over the country, and I bet she'll have customers.
Guys, are you following Robin Wright?
Mm-hmm.
So the actor apparently was shooting a movie in the UK and had some choice words for us. When Wright said America's a blank show, I love being in this country. There's a freedom of self here. People are so kind, they're living. I'm not sure what that means. They're not in the car in traffic, panicked on a phone call, eating a sandwich.
Wow.
That's most of America. Everything's rush, competition, and speed. Okay, Michael, I mean, on your commute this morning, I'm sure you were most attentive to that road in front of you.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. I find it interesting that all of these Hollywood millionaires who make all their money, showing their shows to the American people suddenly have a change of heart once they're ready for retirement. And then they can move abroad and then crap all over the United States. I think it's absurd.
It's not as if, John, if she was going to, she wouldn't have been criticized for saying, America's great and I love it here too. Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, she did something similar to Forrest Gump in the mid-'90s. I think you guys will remember. She left the guy sitting at the bus stop all by himself. And I'm not surprised that she's running away once again. And I say that the more Hollywood people that want to leave our country, the better off we're going to be.
All right. Enjoy your sandwich on your morning commute. I don't know where she came up with that.
I don't know.
Who thinks about that?
I don't know.
Clever.
Haven't had a sandwich in years.
That's true. Gentlemen, take care. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming on.
See ya.
See ya.
All right.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.